What's up, you guys? I'm Birdie and welcome to my channel. Today we are making a watermelon mojito cake in honor of Harry Styles' #1 single, Watermelon Sugar. Let's get started. First, we are making the lime curd filling. Start by combining 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 4 teaspoons of fresh lime zest, and half a cup of fresh squeezed lime juice in a small saucepan over low to medium heat until the sugar dissolves. Stir in 3 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. Stir continuously until the mixture starts to thicken. Don't worry about any lumps at this point because we will strain the mixture later. After the foam dissipates and the mixture thickens, remove from the heat and add in 4 tablespoons of cold, unsalted butter cut into cubes. Stir until fully combined. Next, strain the mixture using a fine mesh sieve and refrigerate it for about 4 hours or until the mixture is completely set up. Because this recipe takes a while, I would recommend making it the night before. Next, we are making mint-infused cream that will help flavor the buttercream. Combine 1/4 cup heavy cream and 5 to 8 mint leaves, depending on their size, in a small saucepan over low heat. Let it simmer for about 15 minutes, then remove it from the heat and let it steep for another 15 to 20 minutes. Remove the leaves and let it cool completely. For the mint buttercream, using a stand mixer, beat 2 cups of room temperature unsalted butter on medium to high heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. The butter will become pale in color and have a fluffy texture. Make sure to scrape down the bowl and beat for another 2 to 3 minutes. Next, on a low speed, slowly add in 6 cups of sifted powdered sugar and mix until smooth. Scrape down the bowl and add in the mint cream and the mint extract. Mix until fully combined. For the colors of the buttercream, I decided to go with a light sky blue and a sunny yellow because those were the colors that really jumped out from the music video, and I really wanted to make the watermelon color pop. For the blue buttercream, I used 1 drop of Americolor Sky Blue Gel Food Coloring and 2 large drops of Americolor Royal Blue Gel Food Coloring, and mix it with a spatula to get some of the air bubbles out. For the yellow buttercream, I used 2 generous drops of Americolor Lemon Yellow Gel Food Coloring and mixed it thoroughly to get a smooth consistency. Now for the watermelon cake. This recipe is actually just a basic white cake recipe, and we will end up flavoring it with a watermelon simple syrup later on. So starting off, cream together 1 cup of unsalted room temperature butter and 1 3/4 cup of granulated sugar on a medium to high speed until light in color and fluffy in texture. Next, add in 5 room temperature egg whites, 1 at a time, thoroughly mixing after each one. Add in 1 teaspoon of clear vanilla extract and mix on medium speed for about a minute. Now whisk together 3 cups of sifted cake flour, 3½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Alternate adding in the dry ingredients with 1/4 cup room temperature buttermilk and mix on low until well combined. Scrape down the bowl and add in the food coloring. To get watermelon pink, I used 2 drops of Americolor Deep Pink and 3 drops of Americolor Super Red Gel Food Coloring. Mix until the color is evenly distributed. Next, pour your batter into 4 greased 6-inch cake pans. You can also use 3 8-inch pans if that's what you have. Bake the cakes at 325 degrees for 33 to 35 minutes. Once the cakes are done, allow them to cool for about 15 minutes and remove them from their pans to finish cooling. To add that watermelon flavor to the cake, we are making a simple syrup. Start out by combining half a cup of water with half a cup of granulated sugar in a saucepan. Bring to a boil and make sure the sugar is completely dissolved. Remove from heat and add in 1 3-ounce packet of watermelon jello mix and stir until dissolved. If you can't find watermelon jello at your local grocery store, I would recommend substituting with strawberry as it pairs really nicely with these flavors. I poured it into a drip bottle, but you can also just apply it with a spoon or pastry brush. To assemble the cake, start by placing the first layer of cake on the board. I went ahead and trimmed the tops of the cakes flat off camera. Next, add the simple syrup. I let mine cool down a little too long and it was too thick, so I ended up having to spread it out to help it soak into the cake. If you decide to make this recipe, be sure to make the simple syrup right before you start assembling so that it remains a thin liquid. Next, carefully add a thin layer of blue buttercream and then using a large round piping tip, pipe a border around the edge of the cake. This will ensure that the lime curd doesn't seep out the sides. Next, add 2 to 3 tablespoons of lime curd and spread out evenly. Place the second layer of cake and make sure to level it and then repeat the steps until you get to the top layer. Now we're going to give it a quick crumb coat and put it in the fridge to chill completely. If the curd starts to seep out a little bit, that's okay. Just make sure to add in a thick layer of buttercream during the crumb coat to make sure that it seals it off. After it's chilled, frost the cake with a thick layer of blue buttercream and smooth it out with a cake scraper. Next, take a cake comb and apply firm pressure to the side of the cake to create indentations in the buttercream. Pop it in the fridge for about 30 minutes to chill. After it's chilled, evenly pipe yellow buttercream in the empty spaces, making sure to slightly overfill the gaps. Carefully start to smooth it out with a bench scraper. I actually messed up here and applied too much pressure, which caused the blue icing to crumble. To fix that, I ran a metal cake scraper under hot water and lightly finished smoothing out the stripes. Pop the cake in the fridge to firm up while we make the garnishes. To make the strawberry roses, start with a fairly round strawberry and insert a toothpick into the center with the leaves facing down. Next, take a small knife and make 4 small cuts around the base of the strawberry, making sure to leave a little space in between. Do not cut all the way through because this will create the outer layer of the petals. Next, make 4 more cuts, this time in the spaces between the first layer of petals and a little closer to the middle of the strawberry. To finish off the middle of the rose, carefully cut around the toothpick in a spiral motion and remove the middle piece along with the toothpick. You might have to adjust the cuts depending on the shape and size of the strawberry that you use. For the kiwi flowers, take a small knife and make zigzag cuts through the short side, making sure to cut all the way through to the cutting board. Continue this motion until you've cut all the way around and connect the last cut with the first. Carefully pull the 2 sides apart. To finish the cake, I used a 1M tip to create a yellow border around the base and piped 4 small rosettes on the top of the cake. I then placed the kiwi and strawberry flowers in an alternating pattern between the rosettes. I cut a watermelon into small pieces off camera and placed those in the buttercream to stand upright. I then added blackberries, lemon spirals, and fresh mint leaves as finishing touches. And there you have it, a watermelon mojito cake inspired by Harry Styles' single Watermelon Sugar. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please support the artist that was featured and like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And leave a comment on what song you want to see next. I'll see you next week. Bye!